Hey, welcome back to the Virgo Channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid, so interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also, know on this channel, I like to go deep within my readings. We look at everything, but we take extra time to look at the spiritual blocks and shadows and see how they play out as karmic themes within your experiences. These type of readings are very empowering because you get to see your situation through a different perception. You also understand why you attract the type of person into your life, and then you can figure out what you can do to change the dynamic of the connection, because that's really what it is. You attract what you need. The universe gives you what you need, not necessarily what you want. So a lot of times your karmic mate is your soulmate, is a twin flame. Any soul relationship is going to be karmic, because karma just means learn. We tend to associate it with the negative parts of learning, but it doesn't always need to be. There's many different realities that play out at one time. Your level of consciousness depends on how healed you are. The shadow parts of ourselves are the parts of ourselves that we have rejected, parts of ourselves that we've detached from, and parts of ourselves that there are actually gifts, not just wounds. So being able to integrate these spiritual wounds and our gifts into life allows you to transcend the limitations of your mind, what you've been taught. Again, how are we taught? We're taught through our environment. Again, our families, ancestral karma, as well as collective karma. So fully healing, there needs to be the awareness, then there needs to be the actual integration part, which is seeing the situation differently by understanding what it is that you do to contribute to the imbalances that make the situation karmic, as well as um, now the actual transmutation of the wound, which is not just integrating, but grounding the situation. So again, the universe always will continue to give you what you need. So what we resist persists. So you might say, well, I'm never going to date again. So there's many a person that dates someone, falls in love, has a really romantic, great relationship, and then it falls apart, they get hurt, and then they take themselves out of the game for a year, 2 years, 5 years. They're like, no, I haven't dated. And then what happens is they go back into the relationship, a new relationship, and the same exact scenario plays out. And if you are still trying to avoid it and you say, well, now I don't date, but you begin to notice the same karmic theme playing out with just other types of relationships that you have, because the karmic um wound is a psychological one, it's an emotional wound. So again, it's something that we don't see, so something that we have to actually again have the awareness of what it is, and then the fully groundedness to actually embody the new energy, because how you manifest is through the thoughts that you think, the emotions that you have. And again, you're always going to be a magnet to who and what you need. So sometimes you'll be like, I don't know why I'm getting this lesson. And the reason why is because it's to help you evolve into the highest state of consciousness, which is unconditional love. That those parts of ourselves that we've rejected, those are parts of ourselves that we've detached from. And so we don't even know what what they are. We just think that they're empty parts of ourselves, or we don't even realize that they're even missing those parts of ourselves. So you can never get rid of negative energy. You can only transmute it. And that's through the energy of fire. So when we're talking about relationships that are like twin flame, past karmic mate, these are all energies that are fire, that there's passion. That's what holds it together. Well, that energy can be transformative if it's utilized the right way, because we're all alchemists, right? So we're all able to play out the reality that we want to play out if we have awareness. All right. Now, that doesn't mean that you can actually attract the person that you're in love with and make them fall in love with you, but you can certainly attract the person that you will resonate with, someone that is a better vibrational match for you, that falls in love with you and gives you everything that you want. If someone's damaged, you can't. That's the one law of God, that you can't make someone love you. You can't make someone because they have their lessons, their spiritual lessons. And a lot of people are taught that love is pain. And so I feel as if you are connected to someone that was taught that love is pain. And so um, they obviously don't have good relationships. And so there, I don't know why I'm feeling that. We're going to see. Now, understand, I always pull the card at the video. If you're new to my channel, people that know my channel know that I do this. And I'm so far behind on readings right now. I'm not doing the pick a card right now. However, the word of the video is always the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. You know, when we're looking at shadows and we're like, why the fuck are you doing what you're doing? If you have feelings for me, then why does it look like that? And if, you know, you want me to be in your life, then why would you do that? Why would you create pain? Or sometimes it's, if I have this feelings towards this person, why? Because they don't treat me well. So sometimes it's that, but it's karmic. Again, not until you learn the spiritual lesson can you break the chains that bind. You can't. That's the issue with the past life karmic mate. It's what I feel like you're connected to. And this past life karmic mate is someone that is, again, here we are in this lifetime. Yep, that's right. I found you because we're chained together because we didn't learn in the past life. And that's, so there's that energy, that vibe. It's like a heavy energy. So it's real root chakra like energy, which is associated with ancestral karma, pain, shame, like just like heavy energy. Okay, powerless. That's the energy. Okay. The underlining energy is powerless. I feel like there's a sense like you're connected to someone that you know that has a lot of spiritual blocks and you don't really know how to deal with them because you're like, okay, they were disrespectful to me and they didn't give me anything. And though I know that they have feelings for me, they continue to like breadcrumb me and not give me enough and really continue to send me a message that I'm not worthy. And I feel like it kicks up a lot of your you know, inner child wound, like you were brought up by a parent that kind of made you feel that way of not feeling worthy. So again, powerless is, I can't do anything in this situation, though I'd love to talk to you. I'd love for you to like to reconcile with you because I have feelings for you because you can't help who you fall in love with. Um, there's a sense of maybe I wouldn't date you, but I would be friends with you. I would again, there would, but I can't do anything because you don't want to recognize how you treated me. I'm not going to come and talk to you. I'm powerless in this situation because it's like you give me no choice. That's the energy that I'm feeling. Now, I also feel as if maybe your person, for some of you, is connected to somebody else that has a lot of power over this person and they feel powerless. But I don't really feel that. I feel like this person tends to pretend that they're powerless, but really they're a little bit of a coward. So the energy is powerless. So we're not going to be surprised if we don't see that much movement here. I feel like you're connected to someone that keeps their tabs on you for sure, but they don't, you know, they don't do anything. And I really don't feel like it's because they're powerless. I kind of feel like it's because of pride. That's just my feeling. Yeah, again, this person, I look down and I see attachment. But again, this person is attached to something. And so there's a sense that they don't really want to come towards you. And they don't want to come towards you because if they come to you, they have to tell you everything. And I feel like The person doesn't want to let you know everything. That is the energy. It's that, again, it's this person, like when it comes to triggering you, they deliberately, anytime that you ask anything about them, there seems to like see it as like an argument. This person's very on the defensive. Like it's almost like anything that you ask them, almost as if they're being triggered by you asking, as if somebody else would ask them a lot of questions, and this person lies a lot. I feel like they just lie. And so the thing is, everything's an argument because everything's an irritant, you know. It's like this person will like start an argument with you literally to avoid having a conversation, to, to if they want to leave, they want like to take space from you. It's again, they're very manipulative. And I feel like the attachment is like somebody that they don't even have feelings, real feelings for, but someone that is exactly like them, that has very narcissistic energy, that's like, you're gonna do, like beats it into them, like, you're gonna do for me, like, whatever it is, like, there must, again, the attachment is that they must have kids with this person, they might have, again, investments with this person, or just have known this person for a long time and have promised this person, but never really gave to this person. This person's still kind of waiting for their their time, and so the person doesn't have any interest in really giving this attachment anything, but still kind of holds on to them. And I feel like it almost makes them feel like strong and possibly just because they have someone that's doing all like the dirty work. Like you can do my laundry, you can take care of my bills, you can take care of everything that I don't really want to take care of. And, I'll throw you a bone once in a while, but I don't really have feelings for you in that way. It's like I'm used to you. We run the house well together. It's like it's more like a business, and it's just what what this person feels finds comfortable. However, they still have a need, and they still have an emotional need, is what I feel. And so there's a part of this person that can't really answer your questions because no one would stick around to be like, yeah, I'm still holding on to this person that I don't really want to be with. I don't love them. But in order for me to feel confident enough to be with you, I have to have this person here because they're the person that is like my backing. So I can go off to work and seem like I may run a business, or I may do very well financially, which is why the attachment wants to stick around. But I have somebody that takes care of, like, to run a home, it's a lot of work. If you have children, it's again, it's difficult when you're divorced. It's difficult to be on your own. And so there's a sense of course, this person doesn't want to like answer any of your questions and would want to hide that part of themselves. And if it's not an attachment to a person, it's an attachment to something else that they give too much time, too much energy to, that is out of balance and not really in alignment with who you are. An attachment can be anything. It could be not one person, but multiple people. It could be, it could be drugs, it could be alcohol, it's anything that this person like feels the need to have in order to function on an everyday level. It's something that makes them feel whole, I should say, where really we can do it all. Even if you are divorced, you should be able to do it all, but not if you, like, again, are not if at one time you were married to this person, not if one time, not if you have children with this person, because then we're talking about, I have to pay this person, which is what I feel like. I feel like the attachment is as if this person really fully divorces what'll happen is that they will have to pay out. It's okay to use somebody else, but it's not okay to actually get a divorce and to see, because the karmic doesn't really care whether or not, it doesn't matter if we're going to live happily ever after. Um, However, it's like at the end of the day, you will not get married to someone else. You would like it can never really fully grow. And I feel like this is why, your person feels like they're powerless. They're like, because I can't really pay, anyone to like, I can't pay the karmic out because the karmic will like make me like to have to start over. I wouldn't have anything. I might be homeless, and right now my life is comfortable. And that, so it's almost like this person like would deliberately start an argument with you because of that. And it's like, and what it is like you're like, and I felt unsafe because it's like you don't want to invest in something that really isn't true. And I feel like when we feel unsafe, it's like emotionally, and also because that karmic is crazy. They don't care whether or not they live an entire life, that then the person lives an entire life with someone else, just as long as they don't get married and they're the ones that financially get taken care of. And the thing is, it's like in order for your person to survive and to live, they're like, I have to do it. I feel powerless over it. And this is why you're like, well, I'm powerless because you didn't treat me right. You deliberately start issues with me and you don't really tell me what's going on in your situation. You just do what you want to do. And then, like I said, on an emotional level, you just feel like, I don't feel safe in this relationship and I don't feel safe with that karmic because that karmic is obsessive. Though they say that they don't really care, they do care. They do care. But I feel like your person hasn't loved this person in forever. And in the fact that if they don't love, they don't care. They're like, I care about the money. I care about the status. I care about what it looks like. So what? It'll look like a real love story. So you broke up with me and we got a divorce. And in the end, you took care of me and you came back. So, and again, and whoever you're with will be the one that has mud on their face because, hey, you'll always, I know how to pull the strings with you. I know how to like, so that's the thing which your person hides. That's why they start an argument. So anytime like you're going to bring up that person, what's going on with the divorce, what's going on with anything, this person's going to literally, or when are you going to move out? And even if they're not married and there's a connection where this person has just like been in and out of this person's life for a long time, and there's an obligation, a weird obligation that actually makes your person feel like they're powerless, that they can't do anything. And possibly because I feel like the karmic is someone that has beaten this person down to the ground where they feel guilty because they're like, I really don't love you. And it's like, and because I don't love you, you punish me. And they do, they punish them because they're like, I don't care if you're not loved. I'm not won't give you any love, but you're not gonna live happily ever fucking after. You're not. Because there was been too much betrayal there. So it's almost like a weird trauma bond at this point that it's like, I don't care, you can go off and like fuck whoever you want to fuck and do whatever you want to do. I don't give a shit. But at the end of the day, everything's mine. And if you try to leave me, I'm gonna take you to court. You're gonna pay everything, and the quality of life is gonna be shit. And you're gonna look poor. So part of this is, oh, a person doesn't want to like lose their status. So it's again, and the thing is, it's that your person really doesn't feel like they feel powerless because they really feel unsafe with that karmic. And that's because the karmic has become more of an attachment than anything else. And so you're like, oh, like I feel like we keep going through this. Like you keep pretending that you leave that person. You keep telling me that like everything is going to be different, but it's like it's the same thing. I feel like like we keep doing the same thing. And so this is why you feel unsafe. You're like, can't trust you with that person because you're not strong to stand on your own against that person. And it's because the finances are more again. And I feel like this karmic had like when you know that somebody doesn't want to be with you, it's like this person is like, I'm going to make sure that I know where every single dollar goes to. I'm going to make sure that I know everything. And your person was lazy. They were like, well, I get to live this life and I get to do, whatever I want to do. Uh, like while this person does all the shit work, kind of, because no one wants to be in a relationship that they're not never like getting love. I mean, you can live that way and then you just become a shopaholic. And that's what I feel like the karmic has become. Like it becomes all about the stuff and about what they have, and it's a false sense of ego. So it's a real low vibe energy that the karmic is definitely very protective of. So, and X factor, like you just feel like, okay, like you just feel like almost like you have an emotional connection between you and your ex. And it's like, because clearly you're not leaving. Clearly, like it's like you're more worried about that than me. So there's a sense of that's why you felt unsafe. Like I said, it's pretty myself, and it's again unfair expecting me to live in like unfair circumstance where you're continually giving to this person with no end of anything that ever manifests from me being with you when I could be with somebody else that's actually going to give me what is fair to me. Like staying with you makes me like I have to undervalue myself. And that's the thing. That person knows that you would never undervalue yourself, which is why they again were not honest with you. And maybe they were not honest with you where they didn't say anything. They would just again start an argument with you anytime that you ask a question, which is almost like training you that you can't be transparent. Then it's like, so what, you're going to compartmentalize. It's again, it's almost like they've lived that way before. It's not like they haven't cheated before. So just because they go through a little separation doesn't mean anything. The karmic is right there, is what I'm saying. It's like, so unless those papers are signed, it doesn't matter. It's again, X factor. I felt like again, like where it's like every time that you would ask, this person would scold you, would yell at you. When meanwhile you're like, I'm asking about like your ex, you should make me feel confident. I want to know what's going on in our relationship. And you're like leaving pieces out, like it's okay. And you just want me to focus on our connection. And it's again, so we can see that there's a real like karmic thing, situation. And so I feel like I'm not good enough for you, is what they feel. And they also know without that karmic that they would be extremely jealous and possessive over you because they're very insecure. See, again, having that karmic there and being with somebody on the side makes this person feel good, and this person knows that they still have some growing to do because they don't know. However, you do make them like want to be a better person. It's just look at this. Um planning on reaching out to you. So it's again, this person might reach out to you, but like I said, there's still a sense to me, and that's because I feel like they're really not happy with that karmic. So the thing is, do they think about you? Yes, they do reminisce, but they don't know what they want. And they don't know what they want because it's a constant struggle between, again, do I change my lifestyle? And then have you really see me for who I am? And then you're not going to like me. I'm not good enough for you. So it's almost easier for me to stay connected to that karmic. So we have to say, and that's right now. I mean, they will reach out to you, but like I said, I don't feel like anything's changed. They feel like they just know that a lot of time has passed and they do want to talk to you. They do want, you know, and I think that they just want to see you. There's an essence of maybe if I see you, maybe you'll give in. I think that this person doesn't really know how they would respond. And that's why they're like, I don't know what I want. I haven't seen you in so long. You might not even want to be with me. So first I need to see, is there still a spark? It's like, I don't know. It's like, so this is why, because like I said, they're not happy, but it terrifies them to know, like, where am I going? It's like I'm gonna leave and have to start from scratch. I'm not in my 20s anymore, so it is scary because that karmic has them, and has them good. So we have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? Because you're a mirror of what comes into your life, and the universe always brings you what you need, not what you want. And we have to say, okay, well, what the fuck was that? It's like, because I definitely did not want that. And we have to say, the universe says, sometimes we find gifts. So again, it's not all the time wounds, but understand, don't be surprised if we see wounds, or again, just empty pieces that will begin to fill in. Um, Anchor. So again, we see like a father like son, or again, uh, you know, like family, but we see a child with their dad, and this again, dad represents support, represents they're usually the anchor in the family because they create roots and that create that support. So I feel like you didn't have that. Um, you didn't have a strong sense of a connection to your dad. You did not felt safe. Maybe your dad was never around. Maybe they had to work all the time. So you always had to deal with your mother. So again, not having a strong sense of connection to yourself when we have a root chakra imbalance. See, when we have a blockage in the root chakra, it means that we have a disconnect from not just connection to like our ancestors, but we have a disconnect from our physical body and from all physical elements of the physical world. So if we're not connected to our body, it means we're up in our head. So we would only be up in our head if we're trying to figure out what happens. And we only try and figure out what happens when we have anxiety. So we're no longer present because we don't feel supported when really, again, support comes from being strong within yourself. So I feel like you weren't strong within yourself, and this person perceived that of you. And maybe you weren't when you first met this person. So it's again, that's why they thought that they could get away with, leaving parts of the information out. Maybe they don't understand your job. Again, physical elements in the physical world also have to do with money. So I had a feeling that this person didn't see that, again, that you had a lot of money. That maybe you're someone that's not money hungry. And so this person likes flashy things and you're not really flashy. So again, there are more ego, remember, more reptilian mind, more survival mind, more of the ego, where you are not. So they didn't really understand. So again, and having a root chakra imbalance and having to figure out things on your own because you didn't have support, well, you wouldn't have a lot of uh happy memories like of seeing success in your life that came easy and overnight because children, they don't know how to deal with grown situations. But when we don't feel supported because maybe our parents an alcoholic, maybe our parents were divorced, maybe they worked all the time, that doesn't matter what the situation is. Person could have lived in the house, but we just didn't emotionally feel connected. Or sometimes we were adopted. And so because we were adopted, we didn't really know our birth father. So again, that lack of connection to the ancestors, to who am I? We find out who we are when we're really grounded in ourselves. And I feel like, again, this person didn't see that. And I think it'd be they didn't see it because it wasn't there. I feel like this person had many an opportunity to be in your life. They were in your life for a long time. They just, you know, didn't give you any energy, not enough anyway, for you to do anything. And the reason why is because what we see here is play. And I think that that's the gift. Is again, a lot of times when we don't grow up with support, we again tend to escape into our imagination. And the child that survives thrives, right? Through the imagination. If you can imagine it, you can create. And I feel like you're someone that does play. You are connected to a lot of different people. Your life is balanced and you love what you do. And so you tend to lose yourself in, again, maybe even just becoming yourself. Like you lose yourself, and that's a form of playing. So that allows you to actually connect to other people. But this is actually a childhood gift to be able to play. Because what this is, well, if I didn't feel support, well, then I would go out and go and find it. It's like, did I know I was looking for support? No, I just would go out and play it, but I found support through, again, connecting to different people. And again, and that allowed me to help me become myself, where you did give yourself your support, your own support. But I feel like it brought back a gift. And that gift was to again, to throw yourself more into your career, to throw, but more through a playful perception, or to throw yourself in actually playing, whether that was to, invest in a hobby, or to, just do something that you really enjoy. So that took your mind off this person, also allowed you to ground, which means be present, not think about them, which is why this person, like, again, like, you put them in a position where they're not going to do anything right now, but where they're definitely thinking about you, and really made them think about, I'm not good enough for you. And they're not, and they're not good enough for anybody connected to that karmic, you know, because no one would want them. So we have to say, what did it do for you? And sing, like, find your own voice, find your own talent. So I'm kind of feeling like this person not being in your life, you grounded more, you connected to more people through doing what you love, through, again, playing. It's almost like when we're creating ourselves, you might be an influencer. You may be like someone that has a YouTube channel. You might be somebody that, you know, does something that's artistic, and doing it, it's like, again, you found your style through just putting energy into it. And that created a new way that this person didn't see because it wasn't there, but because they weren't there for you. Like, again, it like you had to put your energy somewhere. And I feel like it was easy for you because you're like, I never really had support. So even though I would have loved for you to be in my life, because that's something that I never had, that was a lacking that I never had, for someone to really show up for me. This is you, Virgo. Um, I didn't need you because I never had that. So I knew how to, like, create a new way for myself that wasn't going to be with you, even though I wanted it to be with you. And that shocks the shit out of this person, because this person did not expect that. I feel like they really thought that they had you summed up, and what they see is they didn't have you summed up. And again, being made to feel unworthy, which is not uncommon, like when we grow up without, the support of a parent, of a father, of that love, of needing that love, of wanting that. Kids need emotional support. They need recognition when they do something good. They need love. They need comfort. And so, like, again, you didn't have those, but it didn't matter. It's again because when you were a child, in order to escape feeling unworthy, because no one can sit there and feel unworthy all the time. A child will feel that way, and what'll happen is psychologically they'll detach, they'll disassociate, but then they go into the imagination, they go into the child mind, and then they go out and play, and they don't think about it. It becomes part of the subconscious mind. However, in order to escape, they go out and play, and they find themselves, and they create a new way. And so, and when you find your voice, when you find your style, you find your individuality, well, that is the way that makes a way where there is no way. That's just for you, that no one can take what's yours, because it's an actual unfoldment process that happens as you're playing, as you're creating, as you're becoming. And that's actually what happened, why this person didn't see anything, because there wasn't anything there. It's that you wanted them to be in your life, but once you saw what it was, it's like you redirected and put the energy into yourself and made a way where there was no way. And God does that to protect you. Again, it will protect. See, a lot of people that have undervalued you is what you're going to notice are going to come out of the woodwork, because I feel like that always happens when you had people around you that undervalued you, and then all of a sudden you make it big. But God does that purposely to protect you, saying that if these people knew what you were doing and actually believed in you, they would have sabotaged you. So I separated you from them. They showed you who they are. Remember that when your success is there, that this person just was put in your life to help you become yourself more. And that was all. It was not for that. I feel like in order for you to escape that pain. So Spirit says the one thing that you can do for yourself, and the one thing you should do for yourself at this time, is remember, you are the light. I always have hope. You have to say to yourself, no matter the ordeal, have faith in a better future. Turn darkness into light. I open my heart to others and to God, and I am spiritually strong. I draw light to me and shine with all my being. So again, this situation is something that turned dark into light, because it brought a gift that you didn't even really realize that you have, that this is very easy for you. I feel like a lot of people are watching and they're seeing you create and become yourself, and they're like, they can't figure out how you did it. And that's because you have a good connection to source. And again, that allows you to make a way where there is no way. When one door closes, another door opens, because spirit does that. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. The universe always conspires to have the perfect time and to know exactly what you need to help you. And I feel like that is the gift that you have from, again, feeling unworthy. A child can't feel unworthy there and not feel loved and not feel supported by their child, by their family that's supposed to give them unconditional love. They're going to escape. And when they're very young, they're not going to do drugs. What they're going to do is they're going to go into their imagination. They're going to play. They're going to escape through the land of imagination. And that is the porthole that allows you to really create, right? Because everything happens in the spiritual realm long before it happens in the physical. So I hope you enjoyed that, Virgo. You let me know whether you resonated. Thank you, by the way, for all your lovely little comments and your, you know, prayers and your nice words for me during this time. I just wanted to put that out there to you all. I love you all. And, pretty soon I'll be on here all the time with you guys, and you'll feel really sick of me. But I just wanted to say thank you. I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, bye.